Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I want to cover the Philadelphia Eagles, Cowboys Sunday night. There's chirping, there's crap talking going back and forth. I kind of want to go over some of that. Some news on the Eagles injury report, and obviously a little bit of news outside of the Eagles as well. Let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Man, this has been a pretty fun week, I gotta say. When it comes to divisional games, and obviously 3 teams in the NFC East that are playing really well right now, I gotta say, this is probably one of the most exciting because not only are you facing the Cowboys finally, and you're facing them at the Link, which I think is a big upside for the Eagles. Good on their side to go home and play the Cowboys this Sunday. But Demarcus Lawrence talking so much crap. Not only, look, I know there's players talking crap. Kelsey have said some things like the Eagles haven't been going crazy, but Micah Parsons has said some good things about the Eagles offense. We have to look out for with Jalen Hurts, but Demarcus Lawrence didn't want to hear nothing about Jalen Hurts. The Eagles, the Cowboys beat writers were talking. They were asking him so many questions about Jalen Hurts. He just had enough. So he, quote unquote, pretty much said, I don't want to hear anything about Jalen Hurts anymore. He said, quote unquote, there's still areas that Jalen Hurts struggles in. Just attack the areas. He said, quote unquote, all y'all need to write is he hasn't played the Cowboys yet, so we won't know how good is he. I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts is going to make this team pay this Sunday. I'm telling you right now, the bulletin board material, kind of the same bulletin board material that the Eagles had last year with Nick Sirianni wearing that Beat Dallas shirt, which obviously we got a big whooping out of that, But this team last year, people got to realize. And I don't know why there's so many fans that talk about the past. This team is just totally different this year. Culture, personnel, coaching. It's in a whole different category this year. Going into this year, Jalen Hurts only played a year and a half of football, 4 to 5 games in 2020, a whole season in 21, and a season in 21 that he had some flaws, and I think we all saw that we had some flaws, but part of it was Jalen Hurts, and part of it was this coaching staff and the coaching, the play calling, the game plan going into games. That was the big issue, okay? I think all that together, you can't blame one person. Got to blame multiple people when it comes to the quarterback and the coaches, so that's definitely true. This year, I'm not saying that I couldn't ask for more for Jalen Hurts. I couldn't really ask for more. As much as everybody is bitching about Jalen Hurts' why does he not have enough passing touchdowns? Let me tell you something. Rushing, it doesn't matter how many passing touchdowns he has. And look, I understand we're trying to find our quarterback. We're trying to pay our quarterback after this year, so I understand you want to see him on a throwing aspect, but if the man is throwing the football, going all downfield, and he decides to rush in for a touchdown on his own, what is the big freaking deal about that? I still don't get why people are still fighting over this and why Jalen Hurts is, his rushing, he's what, the highest in the league in rushing touchdowns, whatever it is. I forgot the number. I thought it was 19 or over that. I forgot what it was. Since he's been a Philadelphia Eagle. But at this point, guys, whatever it takes to win, whatever works for the Eagles, whatever is going to create mismatches, it's going to work. Jalen Hurts is going to let this offense work for him, and to his skill set, that's how it's going to work with this team. So at this point, there's something about the Cowboys it just doesn't sit well with me right now that they're hyping up that team right now. I feel like the Cowboys are so fraudulent. And not saying, look, I've agreed that we have played some weak teams. I think the Cowboys have played some weak teams. I think the Eagles would have scored over 40 points on 3 of those teams that we have faced already because both Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon have been pushing back in the second half, to waste time on the clock and letting teams come back with that prevent. I think that's part of it too. But even though the Cowboys defense seems to be very good, there's just something that sits inside of me, and I'm so unbiased about this. I want my team to win, but I just see something with the Cowboys that's there's just something there that they're hyping up too much that I have to push back on it. I have to push the brakes on it because as much as I've seen who the Cowboys have faced this year, we're going to find out what they are all about this coming Sunday. And like I said, since Cooper Rush has taken over that Cowboys offense, the protection has gotten better. Kellen Moore has become a better offensive coordinator and just knows how to use Cooper Rush. Is he just more of a pocket presence? He's not an outside runner with his legs. Maybe that's the case. The protection's not breaking down. Michael Gallup's back. CeeDee Lamb's playing well. They have a great run game. Ezekiel Elliott's getting those tough chunk yards. Tony Pollard is just really doing a good job. But to beat two ex-Super Bowl and the Super Bowl teams, that are playing so bad right now, I can't believe a damn thing of the hype of the Dallas Cowboys. Even if the Eagles lose this game, this shit is still wide open. It's still wide open. Like, the schedules between the Cowboys and the Eagles after this game Sunday night are very winnable. The Eagles have a very winnable schedule. But besides playing the Packers, maybe Aaron Rodgers will be a little bit of trouble. Maybe. I'll just say maybe they will. But it's a winnable schedule. We're only given what we're given on our schedule. And the Cowboys schedule is pretty easy, too. I think they're a little bit easier than the Eagles because they don't – I don't know. It's kind of crazy right now. But all I could say is that Jalen Hurts – is not taking this team lightly. And hearing this bulletin board material, okay, players gravitate towards him. Players want to play for him. And I'm telling you right now, Philly is going to be nuts Sunday night. They're treating this like the Cowboys don't matter. They're not taking it lightly. Just because they're treating this like a normal team, that means they just don't think they're good. That's the whole thing. Of what the point of view of how the Eagles are looking at the Cowboys right now. They understand it's a rivalry. They understand they have to play at 100%. They can't take their foot off the gas. And Jalen Hurts is going to put numbers on the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday. And I hope he does. The only reason or only way this team fails Sunday is if they shoot themselves in the foot. And I understand that Cowboy fans have been saying like, oh, they're going to blame it on their coaching if we beat them. And look, we could say the same thing about the Dallas Cowboys. If Cooper Rush starts and he fails, he gets sacked 5-6 times in this game, they're going to say, oh, well, if Dak was in, then if Dak was playing this week, well, he wasn't ready to play. It's the excuses are not going to stop, and that's just the truth to it all. Jalen Hurts is just looking as this is just a team in our way that we should be 1-0 over this week. That's all how they're looking at it. They're just in our way, not because they're the Dallas Cowboys. It's because they're in our way, and we have to push them out of our way. That is it. That is the main reason, and that's all I got to say about it, because I'm sorry, but I don't see anything spectacular about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care how good their defense has played. I don't care how good Cooper Rush has played. I am telling you right now that I think the Cowboys are going to be surprised how the Eagles play this week. I think they're going to be. I think the fans are going to be pretty shocked how the Eagles are going to play this week. That they're going to put up a fight. That they're not backing down. That obviously when you're undefeated, teams are going to give you their best. Okay, so us being defeated, the Cowboys take that as, okay, we're going to take that away from you, and Jalen Hurts isn't going to let that happen. This defense is not going to let that happen, and we are about to see a bloodbath on Sunday night. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. Okay, so that's the news on the Dallas Cowboys, and obviously Jason Peters talking his smack about nasty Philadelphia Eagle fans, which, he said some things that, he's right and he's wrong. He's right. Us fans could be kind of crazy. Even though Jason Peters said, oh, he's coming back to the link. He's not even playing, and obviously he has a chest injury. We already told the Cowboy fans that he's going to be hurt as soon as he got over there, and yet he's out for a few weeks. So not surprised on that either. But next I want to go through the Eagles injury report. Now, so far right now, we had a lot of limited. So Gainwell had a rib injury. He was listed from, limited to full. Now he's full practice, so Gainwell is good to go for Sunday. Mulata, limited, but did some drills. He looks really good. Extension of his arms. That shoulder seems to be okay. Now, I don't think any of these players are going to be even 100%, maybe 85 to 90%, something like that, between the 80 and 90 range, most likely. So Mulata being in there at left tackle is probably going to be big. If he's not, I am totally perfect with Jack Driscoll being there at left tackle. Andre Dillard is still in that 21-day practice window, so we have to wait a little bit longer for that. Avonte Maddox was limited as well. He was practicing practicing, looked pretty good. Movement looked pretty good. Ankle looks pretty good. Avonte Maddox is needed this week. I think Gann's excited for him to come back. And honestly, he's been practicing this week, but we'll see what happens. By Saturday, we should know the rest of the news. Jake Elliott was kicking. So, Cameron Dicker played well last week. The NFC Special Teams Player of the Week last week, which was great. I'm glad. Never kicked in an NFL game, and he did really well. I was like really worried about the kicks in that game, and he was on the money every single time, which I was really happy about. So Eagles have a backup kicker just in case, but Jake Elliott could come back this week, could be a possibility. So we will see. Last on the news doesn't involve the Philadelphia Eagles at all, but when it involves the Eagles and using a bruiser back, a running back, it looks like Jordan Howard did sign with the Saints to their practice squad, not even the active roster. He is a practice squad player right now. I don't know what the Eagles are doing. Do they not want a bruiser back? I don't know what they're trying to do, or maybe they just want to slowly utilize a player and barely use him if they really need to for chunk yards. I don't know. Trey Sermon was a player I was really excited for, and he looked good in that Jaguars game. Those 2 rushes were awesome, but man, I want to see more. There's just more I want to see. And by the trade deadline, are the Eagles going after running back? Kareem Hunt still on the table? I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I really wanted that Matterson from the Vikings. That would have been a really good pickup because I think he's playing really good, really well behind Dalvin Cook. But Jordan Howard, man, I wish he was on an active roster somewhere because I feel like he could still play. If the Eagles could take him off that roster, or maybe I don't know. I mean, I like having a new face in Trey Sermon, so I'm definitely off the board with Jordan Howard, but God forbid they want to change, or maybe they want to bring Jordan Howard back. I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know what the whole rule is with the veteran going to. You only have 1 to 2 veterans on a practice squad that can't get claimed, or I don't know what the rule is with all that stuff. But kind of just want to throw that news out there. I mean, I wanted Jordan Howard here after 2019. I want him to resign here. It never happened, but we ended up getting him back. But he's been injured. The thing is, the problem with Jordan Howard is he gets these neck stinger injuries, and he's out for it's one injury, but he's out for weeks, and it hurts the team. So I want to use more Trey Sermon, guys. Please use more Trey Sermon. They're barely using Boston Scott, and Miles Sanders is looking really good. I think he has over 400 yards for the season as of right now, and he's playing at a high level. I mean, he's playing great. He's playing in elite form right now, so very, very excited for him. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I've been just looking at the social media, the Eagles and Cowboys fans. The Eagles and Cowboy fans are just taking this whole thing to the next level, and the Eagles are just looking at it as another game. Like, they're just on our way, and we're going to take care of them, and that's what I hope they're going to do, okay? I'm very unbiased about a lot of things, but this team needs to win this week. 6-0. You get to the bye week at 6-0, and look at the rest of your schedule. It is scary of what this team could turn to the rest of the year, okay? Haven't played the Giants yet. We got one more game against Washington, and obviously one more game against the Cowboys Christmas Eve. So it would be really nice to be 6-0 before the bye week. And, the bulletin board material is there. I mean, as soon as people start talking about Jalen Hurts players, personnel, coaches, whatever the case may be, this man proves everybody wrong every single week. He came out of that Cardinals game pissed off because about this 5-0 record we had, and he doesn't like hearing about the record. Okay, the record don't mean a damn thing because there are teams that become 5-0, 7-0 last year that just crumble and fall apart because it technically can happen to any team. Okay, but teams are going to give you their best when you're undefeated. We're not going to let them be undefeated coming to our home turf or you go to their home turf, whatever. If it's a home or away game, it doesn't matter what team you play. Every team is going to give you their best. The Eagles have to be prepared and the Eagles have to be ready. Yes, it's worrisome that the Eagles got really hot like start of the season. Okay, and how long can they keep that going? It's up to this head coach, Nick Sirianni, and obviously these players of this culture that we have built here. And it's going to be really exciting to see what they do Sunday. So become 6-0, get this done, use that bulletin board material. Demarcus Lawrence didn't want to hear nothing about Jalen Hurts. And you know what? Jalen Hurts is going to show everybody why he's the guy. So, all right, guys, you guys enjoy your day. I know it's a long video. I'm sorry yet again. Oh, my God. Very sorry. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes it up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.